All right, we are live. We're live in the hub at least. Just waiting for Facebook to connect. So if you can hear me on the Book of Face, let me know. If you can hear me on the hub, let me know. And it is very, very good to be here with you in a new location this evening. We are in London, in my sister's house in Queen's Park. And tonight is session number 14 of Creative Ignition. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And from this session onwards, we're really getting into it. Okay, so if you're still joining, if you can see me already, grab yourself a pen and a piece of paper, grab yourself the playbook if you've got that downloaded, because we're going to be very active this evening. Okay, I told some stories the other night. I bombarded you with the information the night before. Tonight is very much about us cracking on with stuff and you guys getting on. So it'll probably be, maybe 35 minutes, 40 minutes. But so short, sharp, but very powerful session as well. So grab yourself a piece of paper, pen, workbook, whatever works for you, and some water, and we'll get ready to go. Okay, I'm just going to close the door so that I don't disturb my sister too much. Give me a second. And I say that, I just realised that there's you can hear over the top of the door anyway, so we're all good. Of course, let me know if you are here. It's bang on 9 o'clock according to various watches I have. So we'll be a few more will be arriving. Kaylee's on the session. Big up, Kaylee. How are you? And Kaylee, this session will definitely, I really encourage you to take part in this session, because you're at the point now with your nails business where you're ready to start, going crazy with it, where it's really ready to start growing. And if you can do this session, what it's going to give you is a real foundation to build from. Okay. So cool. Good. Who else have we got? Who else? Let me know you're here. Show me your beautiful face, or just the little name bit. It's great to have the hub back. I'm loving having the hub back. It's a beautiful thing. I even discovered that you can edit YouTube videos in YouTube. You can trim them and all this sort of stuff. So YouTube is really stepping up its game, which is very good. So cool. In London, here in London town. How's missing my Cornwall? How's the weather down in Cornwall? And to give you a little hint, maybe you've got any questions. We're going to be, where are you at with building your business, or even thinking about yourself as an entrepreneur? This is very much about how are we going to collectively tell a better story for life on this planet. And entrepreneurship, sharing our gifts and being rewarded for that, is a very, very powerful way of doing that. So, where are you at with that journey at the moment? All right, Sunny in Cornwall, good. Karen is here. Big up Karen. I can see Clint as well. This is all good. I know Michelle, she's had to sleep. So Michelle has been a regular. So we won't be with her today, which is, I'm weeping. But we got the regulars. Clint's here, Karen's here. I'm sure Cam will be along soon when he was woken up. It's great to have Kaylee on as well. So, yeah, where are you at? Pop in the comments, where are you at? How do you feel like, if I said, go out there and, share your gifts, how would you feel about that? So what we got? Yeah, we'll give a couple more minutes, and then we will crack on and get started. I'm never quite sure how long the delay is around the Facebook comments being invited and then them arriving as well. So I'll give it a bit of time for that to happen as well. I think that's definitely the next level of technology, isn't it? When we can be doing stuff like this and it just be instantaneous. So see, Luke is on the session. Big up, Luke. How goes it? And Luke, did I see that you'd created a page around running in Leamington? Like, big up yourself. That's some serious action. So round of applause for that, definitely. Cool. Clint, I hear you, dude. I hear you. Admitting where you're at, it can be hard. Listen, you know, like whatever age you are at right now, the opportunities are genuinely limitless, okay? Because we live in a world where right now, 3 billion people are already connected, and another 5 billion over the next 3 to 4 years are going to come on board. That's just a ridiculous number of people. And what that means is that, you know, there've never been greater opportunities for you to make a living, make a difference, to share your gifts. You've read Born to Run in 2 sessions. Wow, man, that is amazing. So, guys, I really want to, regardless of the fact that Luke has read Born to Run in 2 sessions, it's not about that. It's about the fact that he took action. He took a step in the direction of his inspiration. And Luke, has that book been a real, you know, has that book been awesome to you, right? So that is what happens when you take a step in the direction of your inspiration. Amazing things start to happen. So big up yourself, Luke, for taking action. And please, you know, anyone else watching this, if you are thinking, should I, you know, I feel like I should do this. You know, Luke was feeling like he should run a bit more. It's been something that's been good to him. And he took a step in the direction of his inspiration. So please give yourself that gift as well. You don't have to know where it's gonna end up. Luke, when he started reading the book, he didn't know if he was even gonna like it, but he took the action. Okay, so really, really well done. Sophia is on the session. Big up, Sophia. Fantastic to have you with us live. I can't wait to get into this. And one of the things we're going to be looking at this evening is how you want to be known by the people you want to work with. And I can guarantee that I had an experience today which has kind of got 2 opposites going on. I would imagine that First Great Western wants to be known as someone who's caring about their customers and who looks out for their customers. What they probably don't want to be known as is the railway company who tells the customer who's just cut their hand, maybe better see that, not a massive cut, but there's a little cut there, who's just cut their hand on one of their signboards that he should have been holding a different part of the train as it was moving. Totally, like just ridiculously poor customer service. So yeah, I know we are going to create something far more impressive than that. Luke thought it was fiction after the first chapter. Good, well, you know, you stuck with it. And is that not a mirror for the entrepreneurial journey as well? You know, there will be times when you're not sure, you're really not sure, and you stick with it. So well done, good stuff. Morning, Cameron, good evening, good morning, it's morning with you. It's a pleasure to have you on. So let's get started, shall we? And as with every session, just take a moment to let yourself land. Whatever has been going on in the day, whatever needs to happen tomorrow or today, this morning, if you can, just let it all fall away so you can really be present now for this session. And, you know, final warning, if you haven't got a journal, a notepad, piece of paper, pen, or the workbook, the playbook, grab it now, because we're going to just dive straight in. We're just going to dive straight in, okay? And, you know, really excited to share this session with you. You know, why is it important? Because if you can get this stuff right, you will give yourself the maximum chance of building something that long-term lasts, succeeds, and makes an incredible difference for people and sees you very well paid as well. We're really going to be putting in the very, very strong foundations here. The stuff we've been doing previously has been about us, about making sure we are our strongest. We know the gifts we have to give. And maybe that's still emerging for you. Great, this session is going to help as well. This session is very much about getting the clarity on how you're actually going to go out there and start doing it, okay? So make sure you've got the piece of paper, the pen, whatever you need, okay? Cool, let us do this. I'm going to share my screen in the hub. We are on the page in the workbook, if you've got it, which is, it looks like a tree. There's a photo of a tree, and there's 3 questions: why, what, and how, okay? And so we're going to be diving straight into that. So I'm just going to share my screen, and then we're going to dive straight in. Where are we? There we are. Start screen share. Yes. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So the first question, we're going to dive straight into this, right? First question is, why do you do what you do? Why do you do what you do? And what we mean by this question is, what do you believe about the world that inspires you to either serve or want to serve in the way that you are or would like to. Okay, so let me give you an example. I'll use myself and I'll use Harry, who's a member of the group who runs the football trials as well. So for myself, why do I do what I do? Because I believe that the human species radically and urgently needs to start telling a better story. Otherwise, we very likely will wipe ourselves out. And, that's important because I believe that we experience the stories we choose to believe in. So if we believe a story where, scarcity is how things operate, where fear is the controlling emotion, where violence is the way that you solve problems, if we believe those stories about the world, then we are going to create a world that experiences scarcity, violence, and fear. Okay. Whereas if we believe a story that where life is fundamentally abundant, where peace is more profitable than violence, and where love, connection, and hope is very real, then we will create that kind of world. So that's why I do what I do, because I believe those things. You might also say, why do I do what I do? Because of who you are, because of something that maybe happened to you where you want to either right or wrong or share your inspiration even more powerfully. So, for example, Harry's example, Harry runs a company that lets people who haven't been scouted by professional football teams, he gives them an opportunity to get scouted. And Harry does that. Why does Harry do this? Well, because he was an outstanding sportsman when he was younger and he got a load of injuries. So Harry believes that every person should have the opportunity to make their dreams come true. Okay, so he had his dreams taken away because of injury and because of where he lived. So now he runs trials all around the country that lets people experience and have the best shot at becoming a pro footballer. Okay, he also, now has created a whole ecosystem of different products, like courses about how to improve your football, videos about how to get scouted. Okay, so all of these things are feed into his belief that people should be able to shoot for their dreams and make their opportunities happen. Okay, so that's so does that make sense? Let me know if you have any questions about, you're not sure what to write. Okay, and I can see that maybe my Facebook signal is weak, so I hope you're staying with me. If not, do check it out and get in the hub. Okay, so why do you do what you do? What do you believe about the world that other people need to know, in your opinion? What do you feel like the world needs as well? What's urgently, what do people need? What does the world need? What needs to be done differently? Okay, all of these things come under why do you do what you do? Okay. And maybe, if you want, post up your why in the comments box. And this isn't necessarily your big why. People talk about your why a lot. This is more, why do you do what you do? Why do you want to be serving the world in the way that you try to or would like to? Okay, and what mission are you trying to fulfill? What's your great cause? So again, one of mine would be, I believe that the world is entering a time where we don't just need businesses, we need movements. We need revolutions. We need people marching together to make significant change happen. And this is particularly true in terms of giving each other the peer group and the support network to make our entrepreneurial dreams happen, so that we can make a great impact. And also, we're not just at surviving stakes. We're not just trying to make sure we've got enough money for food. We can actually thrive. So your internet's playing up. I think maybe my signal may be. So definitely check it out on the hub if you feel you've missed anything. But ultimately, this is what are the stories you believe? What are the core beliefs you have that inspire you to do what you do? Fantastic. So Sophia, that's a marvelous why. So so my name's Sophia, and I believe that the world needs more empathy and more understanding, and therefore I'm inspired to do this, and this, right? And we're going to come to what this, and this will be. But fantastic. So Sophia, thank you for giving us a live opportunity to kind of get a sense of what's going on. So that's why. Now we shift to what. Okay, and the question here is, what will you be known for? What will you be known for? And this isn't yet about what products or services you're going to be offer. It's more about what will you be known for as a company, as a person, as a company, in terms of both how you leave people feeling and the values you feel are important. So let me kind of give you some examples. I believe some of the values that I believe very strongly in are inspiration, education, and transformation. In giving people, an experience of wonder that lets them believe something different is possible. So inspiration is something I want to be known for. Education, that is the true meaning, to bring out what is within. Okay, I want to be known for education, and I want to be known for transformation, for giving people a sense of that something greater is possible, for actually helping people to have those shifts, whether when they're working with me directly or as someone who just lights the fuse, and that transformation takes place for them further down the line. Okay, so that's some of the things I want to be known for. I also want to be known for leaving people, with a sense of wow, that's amazing. Or I also want to be known for helping people to see possibilities where previously they only saw problems. Okay, so all of these things, I want people to leave feeling empowered. I want them to leave me feeling inspired. So what will you be known for? And Harry, to use Harry as an example, Harry has built his business so that he is, as staff members, his team know that the company stands for transparency, honesty, value, ethics, so that he's built his company on that foundation, because a lot of football is not built on strong ethics, transparency, and honesty. Okay, and as a result, he's turned down major opportunities. He's parted ways with team members because they didn't align with those values. And as a result, I've seen his business go from strength to strength to strength, because it's built on this very solid foundation of a solid why of helping people's dreams come true and being known for some very powerful values. Okay, so what do you want to be known for? And another way of answering this question is, what do you want people to say about you? What do you want people to say about you? Absolutely can. So yeah, the people who meet Harry, they love what he does, because he's not just talking about these. He's not saying we want to be known for these things and giving it lip service. He lives and breathes those values that he wants to be known for. Okay, and invite you to do the same. I hope you can see that my passion for inspiration, education, and transformation comes across in the sessions we've been doing so far. So yeah, another way of exploring this question is, what would you want your customers to say about you? If they were speaking to a friend who doesn't know anything about you, oh, you must check out Sophia. She's fantastic at this, this, and this. Or you must check out Cam's soccer academy. He's amazing because he helps the kids do this, this, and this. Okay. So what would you want people to be saying about you? And again, the invitation definitely is to, post up. What would you want people to be saying about you? I know Luke's on the session. Luke is, thinking of coming out of retirement from music. So, Luke, what would you want people to say about your music? What would you want them to say about you as a performer? About you as a person as well? Fantastic. So Karen wants to be known for inspiring, supporting people. She wants people to say, oh, she's really honest and she's real as well. And Karen, those are fantastic, values and things you want to be known for, because we live in a world that is crying out for those things as well. Okay. Really, really good. Great, great interaction, guys. Great interaction. Keep it coming. And if this is a challenge answering these questions, that's okay as well. I'd really invite you to, I'm going through them at a fair pace, but again, don't think too hard. Let that heart bring you the immediate answers and just note them down. Even if you want to return to them later and flesh it out a bit and think more carefully about it. Try and get a few things down, but if it is hard to come up with, that's okay. Really, I invite you to either visit the hub and redo the session or give me a call. Let's talk through it. Fantastic. So Camden, he puts kids first, he inspires kids to be better footballers and even better humans. Fantastic. Hardworking and honest. Great, 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 great. Oh, wonderful. So, great, Luke, to hear your growth as well. So fantastic, Luke. So, you're clearly getting a buzz out of working in the health sector now, which is, it's just a blessing. I'll share a bit of Luke and my story in one of the other sessions a bit further down the line. But that's amazing. So Luke, your team members, your patients, this is really big for you. What do you want? What would you want them to say about you? Okay. What would you want your colleagues to? Oh, Luke, he's someone you can rely on to do this, this, and this, or to be like this, this, and this. Great. Thank you for interacting. Really, really good. And thrilled at this new chapter that's opening up for you, mate. Really, really thrilled. Cool. So that's what would you be known for? All right. So the final question we're going to consider, and I said we were going to it's going to be a quick doing session. Some of these sessions we're just going to get right into it. Okay. So the final question, and this is where we start to come more into what are you actually going to be doing? What's your product or service going to be? Right. So the question is, how will you serve? How will you serve? And if you think about this like a tree, right? Like a tree. Why do you do what you do? That is the roots. That's the thing that keeps your business or your service strongly grounded. Okay. The trunk is how will you be known? What will you be known for? Okay. So you can look at a tree trunk and be like, well, that's an oak tree because of the bark, right? So people know you by looking at what you're doing, right? And then the how you can imagine is the fruits. What fruits are you producing that the world can benefit from? Okay, and that is your product. So Apple's fruits, right? Apple is known for thinking differently, right? For helping people to live a better life through technology, right? But their fruits are the iPad. Their fruits are the what's the iPad, the MacBook, the iMac, the iPhone. So all of those are Apple's fruits, right? And they are all part of Apple's overall ecosystem, and that's what we're mapping out here, or beginning to map out. So, how will you serve? Will you will you have a soccer academy? Will you also have if you want people to be great human beings? Will you also have a character development program that or a summer camp that combines sports and leadership, for example? So what products and services would you love to create? How would you love to share yourself with the world? That is what this question is essentially asking. How will you serve is how would you love to make a difference to people's lives? I'm going to check some of these comments. Brilliant, 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 Luke. Great, mate, dude, you've got some great clarity on this. This is fantastic. So, really, really great to hear. And yeah, if the internet connection has dropped out a bit, this question we're considering is, how will you serve? How would you love to do things in the world? What would you love to do to help people? Essentially, would you love to? So me, I'm really, I thought, lots of people are doing kind of courses over the internet. Let me see if that's something I could do, because I love being on stage. I love being on stage, whether that's an actual stage or whether it's a classroom where effectively that is my stage. I love being there. So I didn't know how this experience was going to be, and I'm really loving it. So tomorrow I've got a meeting with one of my mentors and with Harry's brother James, and we're going to explore how we can really take this to the next level, because I've loved doing it, and I hope from you guys' responses, you guys have been benefiting. So let's help more people. So this is definitely one way I'm going to show up. I'm going to serve. So Karen, yeah, I think it's touch and go with the old internet. I know I'm traveling back tomorrow, so what I may well do is I may record tomorrow's session, but we'll wait and see. I'll keep you guys posted. So yeah, and how would you like to serve? And here's the thing, the opportunities are limitless. Nice, so fantastic. So Cam, he's got a really clear vision there as well. He wants to get it to the point where it's free, so it's not just a football academy, but it's free to all the young kids in the area. Great, and that is. What that gives Cam is the clarity on actually what he's really going to need to put in place. So he's going to need to put in place some revenue streams that aren't directly related to the kids, because otherwise he's not going to be able to fulfill his exact vision of what he wants to show up. Cam, so what else would you love to bring into the world that could provide those revenue streams so that you can give kids in your area the free football? That's a great question, because now it's going to get you thinking wider. Would you like to take your academy, have a flying visit to different cities, you become known as having, what would you like to be known for? Having the best soccer academy in Australia, and therefore you can fly into different cities and deliver amazing value, and that can fund scholarships into your community. Mate, I hope you're writing this stuff down. That feels like a good idea. And that's why I love doing these live as well, because we can really vibe and bounce off each other. So how will you serve? What would how will you love to make a difference to people? And definitely one thing that I'm exploring is there's a fitness, there's a kind of play-based fitness vision that really is calling me strongly. So that's definitely something. Working title of Hugomera at the moment, which translates as the essence of play. And it's about bringing people together to explore, and I believe it's going to be the case that actually when you're playing, because you're in flow and you're not thinking about, I've got to push these weights out. When you're just playing, actually you're going to burn just as many calories, but have more fun doing it. And therefore the neurological, the kind of mental health benefits are going to be profound as well. I have no answer today. I'm up and down like a lift at the moment. I'm going to split for now, but I will be back when I've got more to give. Your blessing, George, do your thing. Because Clint, that's okay. That's okay. Definitely revisit the hub. Because, we are all at different stages, different points in our day even, not just in our life, but in our day. So the thing I honour, Clint, if you are still watching, is I honour your truth, the fact that you tell your truth. And in what you've done there is a great gift in itself, because you are giving the gift of authenticity, of vulnerability, and you are demonstrating to the rest of the group it is okay to be exactly where you're at and to honor what you need right now. And so, I'm grateful for you giving that gift to the group, and I invite the rest of the community, whenever you need to do something similar, do it, because this is about serving you. This is a journey of sharing the whole of yourself with the world in a way that works. So, Sophia, to use my music to help inspire homeless and work with them. Awesome, fantastic. So Sophia, what kind of products? And when you think about products, people think, oh, products. I'm not sure I want to be a big corporate. Listen, product is just another way of saying packaged gift. Okay. So how would you show up doing that? Would it be you'd go to a homeless shelter and deliver some workshops in music? Would it be you just go and kind of connect with them on the street? Would you maybe start a charity that's kind of, music for roofs, that, helps, uses music? You put on club nights and you use the business of music to fund homeless people's shelter, So what awesome products and services could you build around that overall vision of using music to inspire and serve homeless people? Fantastic, good. So Cam's clearly buzzing, and it's looking like the internet is having some challenges. So what I may do is, if you guys have got any questions, for those who are it's still working for, I'll stay on and post any questions. But that is the essence of what we're going to cover tonight. So you've got the 3 questions. Why do you do what you do? What are those core beliefs that drive you? What do you think the world needs? What do you want to be known for? That is, what values do you want to set your business up on? And what would you want people to say about you? What would you want to be, what impact do you want them to have? And how will you serve? How will you make a difference doing what you love? What products and services would you love to create that will allow you to serve and have a massive impact? So those are the questions, and take your time to answer them. I'm going to stay on for as long as people want any feedback. But that's it. So if the internet is bugging you out, cool. Maybe turn me off and just answer those questions on your own. Definitely. Cool. Yeah, Karen, definitely. Really, really appreciate Clint honoring where he's at. Fantastic. So, look, that's awesome. Getting people running together. And after that, not sure how it's going to progress. You don't need to be sure. Take that step in the direction of your inspiration. If you haven't already gone and checked it out, dude, go and check out Park Run Leamington, every Saturday, 9 a.m. Like 200, 300 people gathering for a 5K run. And you get timings, it's all timed, so you can kind of see how you're doing. I used to love it when I was up there. And I can also plug you into a few runners in the community as well, if you like. There's a few who I know from my my days who are serious runners as well. So, dude, loving this, guys. Really, really good. So, yeah, any other questions? Hit me up with any other questions, and I'll give you a few minutes. Any more questions that come through, I'll answer. Otherwise, I'll head off. I'll let you crack on with your evening. And do hit me up with any of your ideas. We'd love it. Cool. Yeah. So, Luke, I'll do that. No problem at all, mate. Because there's a couple of running clubs. I think one's called Spa Striders. So definitely check them out, because they're a running club. I think they take it quite seriously, but I think there's all levels. There's some who are just doing it for the social thing. This is me being a social runner, by the way. And there's some who are in it because they're like semi-pro, or they're like they're in competitions and stuff. So let's stop my screen share and bring it back to the hub, which that was not what I wanted to do, but never mind. Stop screen sharing. There we go. Fantastic. Here I am. So, guys, I'm going to talk to the hub now as well. Saying, guys, fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed this session. Give me any feedback. Hit me up on Facebook, on these comments, whether it's on the hub, whether it's on Facebook. And of course, do take advantage of the 24-hour phone and email responses. Cannot wait to serve. And thank you for being here and for playing so full out as well. Really, really wonderful. What was the Saturday one, Luke? The Saturday one was Park Run Leamington. So if you just Google Park Run Leamington, it's like a massive national initiative to get people running and being fit together and being social. So it happens everywhere. There's one near where I live in Cornwall, for Christ's sake. So it's crazy. Goodbye, Hub. I'm going to stay on with Facebook. Goodbye, Hub.